teach because I want to make a difference, and I want my students to know that someone cares what happens to them.
I teach because I've always wanted to be a teacher, and I want to inspire my students the way my teachers inspired.
I teach because I want to make a difference. I want to wake up every morning knowing I will change a child's life. I teach because I love each and every one of my students. Teaching is my passion, and I want to share my passion with the world.
I teach because I want to lead by example. I want to show love, kindness, and respect to my students in hopes that they will share those qualities with others. I teach to help my students become not only educated scholars, but also well-rounded and caring individuals. I teach to make a difference.
I teach to never forget what it is like to be as free as a child, that the world is still ours to conquer. I teach to feed curious minds and hungry bellies, to keep children safe, but not shelter them from the world. I want my students to feel the weight of their importance and never forget the perfect qualities they have inside. I teach because there's nothing else in the world that makes as much sense as spending my day with those who need me the most.
I teach to mold the minds of our future. I teach to motivate my students to follow their dreams and to never give up. I teach so my students know they can do anything and everything. I teach to be a role model and to inspire. I teach so that my students know that I love them and I'll never give up on them. I teach so that when my students grow up, they can look back and say that I made a difference in their life.
I teach because being there for my students is where I want to be. I want to show my students that someone's proud of them, cares for them, and supports their dreams. I want to teach my students to value themselves and their education. I teach because I care.
Because I care. I teach because I want my students to know that they can come in and they are safe and they're loved. I teach to motivate. I teach to inspire. I teach so that my students can love learn.
To make a difference. I teach because I have 5 little brothers and sisters that were never truly excited about a teacher. I want to make my students excited not only to come to school, but to come to my class. I want to be a positive role model. I want each of my students to know that I believe in them and they can do whatever they want. Their options are limitless.
Teach because I had inspiring teachers. They knew me as a person, my strengths and interests, and they used those to challenge me to my full potential. They instilled a love of learning in me, and that's the mindset that I want to pass on to my students. I want to inspire the next generation.
I teach because I love children. They're like sponges, always ready to learn. And I believe that children are our future, and it is my job to provide them with an excellent education, to give them the right tools so that they can create a wonderful future. And mostly, I teach because I believe that it is the most important, most fun, and most fulfilling job there ever is.
Because I believe that everything a child does should matter. I want my students to be free thinkers. I want them to know that nothing is impossible and they can achieve anything they set their minds to. I want to help my students learn and grow so that one day they can achieve their dreams just like I do every day.
I teach because every child deserves to be loved as well as educated, and to be taught that education is more than knowledge, it's learning self-value.
That students are capable of much more than they're given credit for. I teach to be the person who sees greatness in them, the teacher who challenges students to grow and achieve much more than they ever thought possible.
I want to inspire students. I want someone to look at me and say, because of you, I didn't give up. I want to change lives for the better. With open arms, mind, and heart, I want to make a difference. It's a beautiful thing when a career and a passion come together.
I teach to make a difference. I want to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. Too often, students are at a disadvantage for being born in the wrong zip code. Every child should have an equal opportunity to learn and tell their stories. I am the one who listens.